Okay, I was just wondering. I'll ask her again.
That may be a rule that and that's like, it's common for bodies to adopt rules that govern how they themselves meet. And that could be one that they said, well, we want to know on record what your reason was for voting no. So we're going to constrain ourselves to abide by that. But I've never.
Okay, I was just wondering. Yeah, the St. Louis County Board of Commissions and Planning and Zoning.
I mean, I can look into it
No, it's just, I was just
if
wondering.
you want. But
No, it's not a big deal.
haven't heard that. What's going on?
Maybe if it's we're denying like a variance request or something like that, and we're all voting yes, we are going to deny
I
it.
don't.
We have to say
I don't know.
why we're agreeing why it should be denied.
Okay. We'll try.
Are you recording? Yeah. Hey, it's working.
Hey, can you guys hear me in the audience? Is it louder
That
now?
sounds fantastic, actually.
Okay. Alrighty, thank you. All right, let's call this study session to order. Roll call, please.
Lossian.
Here.
White. Absent. Fitzpatrick.
Here.
Lassie.
Here.
Zupansich.
Here. Okay, let's rise for the pledge.
Ooh, you're pledging at the study session. Huh?
Yeah, I guess so. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The purpose of the study session is just to go over some things, just to talk about some things because we can't all meet together at the same time to talk about different ideas or items that we have coming up. So I started it with a couple of things to throw on there in regarding to some policies and procedures because we do not have some of these set in stone or adopted or anything like that. I had sent these 3 policies over to Joel to check out. Otherwise, I would have had them on here, but they're just some things that we need to probably enact because we don't have them currently in place. One would be a dress code policy, phone stipend policy. I've seen and heard a bunch of different ways how it's handled, so I just want to get kind of your guys' take on that. And then with the disciplinary protocol, there are already systems in place for the contracted employees and then also the union employees, but there isn't for any of the regular employees, if that all makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So since I don't have anything for you to kind of look at, what is your take on the phone stipend policy? I'll give an example on mine. I understand it to be one amount per month per supervisor, I believe. I'm not sure. And it's the same amount for everyone, I think. And then I believe they only bill it out once a year.
Yes.
Okay. So I guess my take on that is I think it should be probably billed quarterly, just because you're all of a sudden getting a big bill in December. And then I don't know, is there any type of, if they lose their phone, it's their own personal phones and they're getting a dollar amount towards their phone. Do they show you like a bill for that, or do you just?
We just had an incident where someone had damaged their cell phone and the city did pay for, how did that go? I don't remember. It was like a set dollar amount. Yeah, it was a set dollar amount.
Okay. Is that like the policy or?
That was something, and it was I think we just kind of did it as a one-time thing. I think Mitch recommended at that point.
Okay.
Yes, that was, after discussion and stuff, it was decided that we would just do a one-off there. But at that point, I was hoping that we would set a policy so we wouldn't have to revisit this every time. So you guys would just be able to take care of it in the office, actually. It would be done. So, and at that time, I had contacted some neighboring communities and found out that both Ely and Aurora, the neighboring communities, had a policy of $40 $40 for everybody, $40 for supervisors, $40 for anybody in the city that was getting money for a phone bill. It was $40, and they had no policy of replacing anything. So it's $40. You're on your own. If you want to buy insurance for your phone, you buy insurance for your phone. And that's the policy that I think we should have. I think we should follow suit with these other communities. It seems fair. If you have an expensive phone, you should probably buy insurance for it. That's, I don't see why we should be different than, if they found that works for them. One of the communities did supply the phones, and those phones cost them $40 a month. So it basically ended up being the same expense for the city, whether we supply you with a city phone or you use your own. It seemed like $40 a month was the magical number. So I'd like to see us
Along those lines.
do something so we shouldn't have to do, this is I'm glad we're looking at this policy right now, because I think it's something we could have done earlier, and I think it's time to do it now. So it's just a cut and dry deal.
Because then it will come up then next time if this happens again, and then it'll be past precedence, which past precedence drives me nuts. It should be
Yes,
policy.
no,
if you keep
we
doing
need
it.
a policy.
All right, and then, are there any other policies or something you can think of that maybe should be added onto here? I just kind of off the top of my head threw these out there.
There really isn't very many.
Hmm?
There isn't very many that the city actually has, so I think, these are definitely a good start.
Go as it comes across.
Yeah.
Okay, Jim, do you have anything?
Well,
you
don't we
wanna-
have a two-tiered system? Don't the supervisors get a larger stipend than the,
Yes.
Here
and
they
so what you're
yes.
proposing then is everybody the same?
Exactly, and that's, and like I say, that comes from two other communities, and I was thinking about that. It's towards their phone bill. It doesn't matter how much you use the phone. It doesn't affect the outcome of, unless there's an argument there, Tony, on supervisors. Why should I want to hear it. Why should supervisors get more than everybody else?
When we set this up in the beginning, it was a struggle right from the start to try and create something, and it just came out to be what it was.
How
So
long
there's
has
really,
this been in place?
Since we quit with the radios, since the city needed to go to narrow banding and change out a bunch of radios, and it would cost us a lot of money, the city went to a cell phone stipend instead of maintaining the radio system. That was,
Had to be 10 years ago. I was on the council when they did it.
yeah, it was over 10 probably.
And wasn't the thought behind it that the supervisors use their phone for city business more than, like, say, the other employees?
That was the intention of the stipend at the time, is that the supervisor does use their phone more. Which was part of something that I brought up when I ended up being both the supervisor for the street and the fire chief. Well, my phone rings continuously with one thing or another that's city related. And I still receive just a single stipend for one supervisor role, so the city's saving the other one that would otherwise be filled the position with somebody else, but I don't know.
And this is just policy. There's nothing that we've negotiated with
No,
anybody,
I don't think there's a policy though. I think that was just a,
past practice or whatever.
right,
Yeah.
and one of the reasons for the right across the board is just about everybody has, I would think by now, everybody has phone contracts where you're unlimited. Everybody's got unlimited stuff. So it's not like the more use isn't costing more money.
yeah, because that used to be at one point. Is that how yours was originally? Or did you get charged per call or something like that, or text or whatever? That's what it was, unlimited?
I remember those days, but
Yeah.
not in the time that we've created this,
Okay,
not in the time that I've worked here.
okay.
But we did have some people that did, I guess. We had a couple of people that were on a track phone earlier. I don't know what everybody has anymore.
All right. John, do you have anything you want to? Have, no? Okay.
I was fine with the $40. Buy your own insurance.
Do you know, how much is it more for supervisors?
So it looks like, is this what it is right now?
20
Yeah,
bucks.
so in January 2016, they set, the council set, the police chief and the clerk to $60 a month. And the deputy clerk, street supervisor, rec coordinator, PUC supervisor, equipment operator, ambulance supervisor, all at $40 a month. And then it was, in 2019, they also changed the stipend for the street and fire, since they were both, Tony, to just, have one,
That was in 2019,
2019.
that you just got one?
Right, that was when I took over
Yeah.
as both.
Okay.
So-
Alright.
So they considered it to be a payment for the phone instead of compensation of the position. Is what the council decided.
For the phone instead of compensation for the position?
Right, so it, like the fire chief would get paid the $200 a month that they were getting for the fire chief and $40 a month for the phone. Well, the council at that time opted to drop the $40 a month for the phone, considered it to not be part of a compensation package for the position.
Oh, got it, okay.
So it sounds like the policy should be written, it's one phone stipend per city employee that's eligible. Whether, if you're wearing more hats like Tony, you still get one phone stipend. So, I mean, if we're thinking about rewriting a new policy and voting on it and creating one.
Or creating one,
Creating one,
Yeah.
yeah. Mhm.
actually create
Yep.
a written one.
Yes,
instead of
absolutely.
back and forth. Okay.
Do you make or receive more than $40 for the phone calls a month? Or is your unlimited?
Yeah, I'm unlimited, so it is what it is.
Okay, Wes, do you have a question?
I have a quick question. The market's changing all the time, and has anybody gone out and priced what these lines are now and what new phones are?
I haven't,
Because
no.
I'm only paying $20 a line, and you can get a Galaxy 15, which does most everything you want it to do, for another $150. And that would come out to everybody gets a new phone, and we still save money at that.
You're saying if the city owned the phones,
Yeah, I mean, then you have a city owning the phone. I'm not sure that's a good idea, because eventually, human nature tells you to take better care of your own stuff.
Yeah.
Something else provided to you. But in any case, I mean, the market's always changing, and there are some tremendous deals out there, especially with the leverage that you have as a community. You might even be able to drive a better deal.
Well, I guess that's something to look into.
Mhm.
Does anyone want to look into this further? If not, I will, but I don't know if anyone has a burning desire to.
I would think that, well, we could look into that, or we could contact one of these other communities again, because they probably, if they're supplying the phones, they're looking for the best deal already.
Right.
That could possibly be
It
the
would
case.
drive me nuts to carry 2 phones.
What's that?
It would drive me nuts to carry 2 phones.
Yeah, I know.
I don't even want 2 emails.
I'm struggling with that.
Okay, alrighty, and then, so let's go, I started right in the middle here, so like a dress code policy. I think some things are pretty standard that one would think, but then I guess with times changing and stuff, I think we maybe need to have something in some sort of dress code policy for departments or any things in particular. I don't know how you guys feel about this. I mean, I know I contacted the city of Aurora. They have a dress code policy for the office and the library staff. And it's business casual and smart business. Is smart business one, do you know, Joel? That's like a new one.
How
for
is
me.
that possibly
I
a
don't
legal
know.
question?
I don't know.
I
I don't know.
Come on, Joel, look at you. Look at your dress.
I wear jeans all the time.
I was wearing this.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm asking not a legal question, but just like, is there like you know, like obviously other cities do have some sort of dress code, so I think maybe we should probably.
I don't know what smart.
It must be defined a little bit other
Right.
than those words, so.
Right, all right.
Lisa, does the library have a dress code
Yes.
policy?
Yeah, we've had it about 5 years.
Well, we can,
Oh.
maybe we can look at that as
Could
well.
you email me that or?
I can.
Okay, cool, thank you.
Other than that, we can probably get John Fetterman. He's,
Yeah,
Yeah, he's a leader in dress code.
Pretty
give us some
dapper.
good advice.
Yeah. Right. All right, and then like the disciplinary protocol, I'm sure it would just probably follow what's similar to what all the other stuff is in there, right? I mean, I don't even know what it is myself, so.
Well, some of this, I think we have contractual obligations.
But then we also have some employees that aren't kind of contractual. So,
Then wouldn't they just follow the contract rule?
well, I would assume so, but since there isn't a policy, I think that's probably like, could be considered a workaround, like, oh, I didn't know, I wasn't told, you know?
Right, I think from the standpoint of the personnel committee, there's a lot of gray area of what you should, could, or can't do. Or, you know, and Jim, you've been around this a long time. Just about any decision that's gonna be made on discipline, does that not go back to a council vote?
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Right,
only the
so,
council.
yeah, mhm.
And then, oh, yeah, definitely.
No matter what level it is, whether it's just a verbal or a.
Yeah, but there are protocols spelled out in the union contract as far as step by step.
Right.
That have to be followed.
But in our city policy, there's not. That I could have found.
Now, then we should
Adopt.
get the two so they agree.
Okay.
Yes,
You can't
exactly.
have conflicting policies.
Mhm.
Right, okay. Well, I'll check further into that and then for the next council meeting, if you guys are okay with it, unless it's.
Well, if we get the information, what the discipline policy is and what the contract reads,
Mhm.
then we
Okay.
can study it a little bit better.
Okay, sounds good.
Before, this is fairly informal. Can I bring up a different subject?
Yeah.
If it's on the,
Agenda?
It's not on the
Study
agenda.
session agenda?
it's gotta be on the study
Okay.
session agenda.
It's not.
Okay.
But what is a dress code policy, and the difference between business casual and smart casual,
Did you Google it?
as a result of my extensive legal research, is that smart casual is in between casual and business casual. So it's a step down from business casual. It's
Ah, okay.
That's a defining answer.
like a middle
know.
ground.
Yeah, I didn't know what that was. I didn't want
Now we have to Google what
I still don't know.
business is.
All right, for the study session, is Oleg here yet?
No, I just wanted to, because a lot, some of the council members weren't part of the presentation before, so I wanted to send out the presentation to everyone so they can kind of get up to date on what we went over. If there was any questions, but people have been asking about it lately. So I just
Oh, about
wanted
the
to-
Oleg?
Yeah,
Mhm.
about the assessment that we had.
Oh, okay.
So,
All right, did you want to expand on that? Because I know I wasn't there and John wasn't there.
No, I wouldn't.
yeah, so there were different options. Well, they actually did a whole assessment of the city. They went over infrastructure, they went over our buildings, they kind of looked at everything within our city. And then they also gave us options. So one thing they were looking at was this facility, and then our other, like our fire hall and things like that. And would it be more economical or not to build a new building, keep this building, or combine the buildings? So they just gave a few different options of that.
Okay, so what was concept A? Was that build a new building or fix this building?
Did you put that in?
Concept A was to fix what we currently have here and fix what's currently at the fire department and make it up to code for both. Concept B was to remove the north wing and then add on a fire hall to this building. And concept C was to build a completely new building with the same square footage as what we currently have between the two.
For both?
Yes, yes.
So to build brand new for both buildings, they're estimated 1.367 million, correct? Well, oh no, wait, plus
It's
almost 6 million.
So the light gray color is renovation cost,
Mhm.
and then the darker gray is new construction, a little bit of site work, and then the darkest one is demolition, I believe.
Oh, okay, got it. Okay, so concept A, which would be to fix both buildings with 8.5 million, remove the north wing and add a fire department, correct? Is 6 million, and then a new building for both facilities as separate facilities, or
No,
is one?
one big.
One
facility.
big building with everything is 8.5 million, so the same,
And that would be with the same square footage between the two. Not saying that we necessarily need the same square footage.
mhm. And this was just for council information when they came?
Yeah.
Okay. So it wasn't anything that, like Jason, did you have any part in this too, to like agree or disagree or?
No,
No.
I was not asked.
Okay.
It was a free
Okay.
sales pitch from Bolton.
Okay.
I did notice on that, it does at the very top of that document, it says these are not cost estimates.
Okay, so how did they,
They spent a day here and walked around, were
Mhm.
chauffeured around and looked at the buildings and gathered some information about the city and our services and our, sewer system, our streets. They looked at our streets and stuff like that. And they came back and put something together.
is this
At
something
the
that the,
council meeting, when we were asking questions though, the answers were very vague.
okay, so is this something the last council initiated to do,
They were
or like how did
asking
this?
questions about it. They've been asking questions.
Okay, so where was it left at with the last council?
Basically right there.
Jim, do you
It was
remember?
just left there.
Yeah.
Just informational.
There was
So
no
it's
commitment on our
No.
part, there was no
Okay.
financial obligation, just info.
Okay,
They offered to do something for nothing, we took them up on it.
okay. Was there a location? Was it all in the same location, or was there different?
Well, they were kind of looking at West Babbitt at first, having it over in the new development.
Mhm.
But then some of the council members were talking about here, they could even redo a building, like if they took this building down and put it here, this could be a viable option also.
Okay. All right, so no action had to be done.
Mm-mm.
Okay, then the next thing is West Babbitt Development lot prices and CDBG grant. The CDBG grant, is that on the regular agenda? I thought we discussed that.
I thought it was.
West Babbitt Development Committee? Maybe they'll just add that because that's actually stuff that just happened.
Yeah.
But, so what I wanted to talk about was the West Babbitt Development lot prices. One question that came up during the grant, song and dance presentation, asked if we were gonna be selling the lots at all and how were we gonna make up some money if we didn't get everything, et cetera, et cetera. And I don't think that's ever really been discussed, has it? But I think that probably would have been beneficial in the CDBG grant, because I think in theory, there's money to be gotten from the lots. And they asked how we would make up any differences for underages or matching grants. And something that I thought of, they're obviously already all platted out, was we could probably encourage some money by pre-selling them and only asking for a certain amount down. And then once everything is firmed up, that is when the clock would start ticking, if the lots are sold separately or if a developer's found, either way. But at least we would have some money down ahead of time that we could use as a matching portion for our portion, right? In my head, that makes sense, but I don't know if that's doable. And that would
Yeah,
help
we-
make up a difference for some of the matching
We've
grants.
never come up with a dollar figure, we've talked about a couple ideas, but
Mhm.
no dollar figure, or how we're gonna address that.
And I think maybe for future options when we go for grants, we could say
here's some matching money that we were already able to raise.
Yeah.
We could probably figure out a percentage if the rest of them sell, like that, to help that presentation and on the grants. Right, Jason? Like, yeah, no, do other communities do that? Like, I don't know.
As far as the lot sales?
Yeah,
Oh,
like
yeah.
pre-sales with just a percentage, not the whole amount.
Yeah,
So
no,
you-
I think that if you were to do that, the one recommendation I would have is I would wait until the project is bid and construction is started. So, because if I was to purchase a lot, I would want to know, when is it ready?
Mhm.
Once the project's bid, you have a timeline for construction, you will be able to more accurately tell the lot purchaser
Got it.
that you will be able to take, ownership of this lot on
Okay.
X date.
So then for these grant applications, we could put that down as a time, like when they say we're coming up with the rest of the matching grant money, we say we have
Yeah.
pre-sales once we have the dates going, or whatever, something like that, right?
Yeah, and-
That's legit?
Well, I mean, yes, I think the common notion here is that there's gonna be a portion of grant with this project between your IRRB, your CDBG, and your bonding bill funds. The remainder is loan the city will take out,
Mhm.
and that can be compensated with the sales of the lot, or
Mhm.
reduced with the sales of the lot. And you could say, yeah, the intent is to put the lots up for sale once the completion date is known.
Mhm.
And yeah, that could definitely be in, but at this point, you've already been awarded, or you're pre-awarded, or recommendation.
Mhm.
There's been a recommendation made for the CDBG, and we're just waiting on information from IRRR.
Okay.
And unless IRRR asks for that, I don't know,
Okay,
you can always supplement your application if they ask for it.
Sure.
And you've already got the $2 million in bonding.
right. Do you think we should set potential prices on the lots? I mean,
Yeah, I
subject
don't-
to change, but.
Yeah, I
should we-
think you can put them up. A lot of times you can just try to get a realtor's, fair market value assessment of the lots, and then the city can set a price and put them out there. And if, or you could do the first 10, and if they sell quickly, maybe you had them underpriced. I don't know.
Lisa,
Or
you
if
wanna do
they
market?
don't sell, potentially they're overpriced. So there's
Right.
nothing against. I'm not sure, this is how the city did it at the last expansion, and I guess maybe if it's possible, go back and look through council minutes to see what was done in the past.
Yeah, I don't know how they determined the lot prices then.
Yeah.
Do you know, John? Were you here then?
No,
I
it was
wasn't
just
on
before
council.
me.
Yeah, do you remember? You were here.
I wasn't on the council
You were?
for Mulberry.
You weren't? I thought you were always on the council.
Hmm?
I thought you were always on the council.
I was born here. No, I didn't come on until 2010.
Really?
Yeah. But I was zoning officer from 80 to 2010.
Uh-huh.
So,
So 2025.
and I had 11 years on the council before that, so yeah. But I wasn't a part of the decision that the council made to put the Mulberry lots,
Mm-hmm.
or
I
put a
think,
price
was it
on
maybe part of the bonding? They figured if all the lots sold, the bonding would be paid off? Maybe, something like that?
That
can't
happened
remember.
before my time. So.
Yeah, it was before mine too, because I wasn't sure how they came up with the lot prices.
Probably check the minutes of the meeting and see what was done.
Okay. Okay,
Because I know when I was a zoning officer, I think we enlarged the lots. We took the smaller lots, 3 lots, and made them into 2.
I think all of them were large. All of them were double lots, except for 2 of them. 2 of them are single.
Okay, well, it might have been a Locust then, or one of them we did. I thought it was Mulberry.
No, really.
The original plan came in. And
Uh-huh.
we took 3 lots and made them 2.
Okay. Oh, maybe that was the 2 pie-shaped ones.
That could be.
That could be.
So are they putting down like a fee for reserving the right to purchase the
Yeah,
lot?
kind of like,
Or are they,
Well-
are they actually buying the lot?
well, I guess it would be like a letter of intent or something like that with like earnest money down or something.
Yeah, because then I'm thinking, well, is it refundable?
Yeah, I would say it
Is
would be.
Does it earn interest? Are we
Yeah.
respond? I mean,
Well,
I don't know. There's
yeah.
all sorts of questions come up when
Right, right.
if you do that. I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't know
I
what
don't know.
most communities do in an expansion like that.
It varies a lot of times. If they're bigger developments, obviously they do a developer's agreement with the developer who purchased the property. and
Right,
they're
yeah,
Responsible for
just
it
in
all.
one, and let them deal with it.
Right, yeah, and we don't know where we're gonna,
I can dig around, get a little more information on some of the smaller, ones we've done company-wide and see what I can come up for example.
are you doing Aurora's 7 lots?
No, I'm not doing that one.
Okay, and then the other thing, we only have like another minute left, and this is just food for thought, so like I can either have it on the next study session for further discussion or on the council agenda, but it would be feeding deer in town and implementing a ban. Not that I'm against feeding deer, I don't like deer or anything like that. My concern is more so with the wolves coming in, and I know other towns are and have put deer feeding bans in place. Some even have bow hunting in town. So I'm not going that route right now. I'm
White
just,
Lakes did, yeah.
yeah, I'm just doing, for discussion for the deer feeding, the ban for feeding deer feeding ban, deer
I think
feeding
we
ban.
should put it on the agenda for the next meeting, because I'm in favor of that.
Okay,
Perhaps we should get something
okay,
in place for the fall.
Okay.
Well, you can't stop it right now because the deer are already,
well, they still come and eat all my stuff anyway, and I don't feed them, they just eat all my plants.
I know, I can't grow a garden even with the things.
Right. So, all right, we'll put that on the next agenda then, and then I'll try and get some more information from the other towns. And that being said, does anyone else have anything to add to the study session? Becky, do you want anything to add? You want to add anything?
No. I just gave you a couple, things for informational purposes, that we'll probably be talking about in the future here.
Okay.
No, that's it.
Okay, all right. So with that, we will adjourn the study session. Do I have a motion for that?
I'll move.
Motion by Lassie, do we have a second?
I'll second that.
Second by Fitzpatrick. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. So we will call the regular meeting to order at 5:31. Do we have any public input? Nope. Okay. Additions or deletions, we have an addition of the June 6th, 7th, 2025 to item 13A. A waiver of rental fees.
I have one quickie. Address the vacancy on the planning commission.
Okay. Who left?
Oh, we never did get an applicant. We had
Oh,
2 openings, only one.
okay, got that. All right, we'll do that under committee reports, 12B. Vacancy. Okay. Any other additions or deletions? Okay, do I have a motion to accept?
I'll make a motion to accept.
Okay, motion by Fitzpatrick. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Lassie. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Consent agenda. Approve the minutes of the regular meeting of January 7th and the study session of January 13th, 2025. Approval of all bills and payrolls is audited by the audit committee. The overtime report, the transfer of funds, and the correspondence.
I'll move to approve the consent agenda.
Motion by Lassie. Do we have a second?
I will second it.
Second by Lossing. Any discussion? I have some discussion. I have a question on, where did it go? Okay, this Hay Lake project, and that's probably more so a question for the previous council members. There was a bill in here in the audit for the amount of a little over $10,000. So I just wanted to see if that amount was approved, just because it was a larger amount. And then there was a previous bill for that paid for, which was $3,000 for the same project, which would amount to $13,000. So I had the minutes pulled, and it was just, no dollar amount was put in there. It was approved or moved by White, supported by Lossing to authorize clerk treasurer
Jager and Street Supervisor Chamberlain to move forward with a temporary solution to alleviate the flooding and repair some damaged culverts and storm drain issues. This work is to be done prior to the ground freezing until a more permanent solution can be found. Motion carried. But I don't know if a dollar amount was, so that's why I didn't sign off on it, because it's coming so much later now, and it happened end of October and November in 2024.
Right. Is this the same one that I questioned
It's
questioned the bills, right?
Yep.
And at that time, I don't remember us just saying, one of the counselors said they had an open, I don't know how it was said, open, they were, what it was is they were told to come up with a solution, but then the counselor said they had an open checkbook to fix it, or I don't know if that's, I don't want to put words in anybody's mouth, that was something like that, but they just,
Yes, and those costs were reported to FEMA, so
what's that?
those costs were reported to FEMA on our reimbursement, so that all went with that.
So this is all getting reimbursed.
And hopefully, yes. Yep, it's all-
So this money is all coming back?
That's the plan, yep.
Have they already
They have-
approved it, or?
They have it all, it's in their hands right now.
So when was everything submitted to them, back in like October,
It
or?
was,
Not
think-
that long ago.
no, I think our final, December 17th, I think was the final, of when anything new could be put in. I'm still working with Nana, from FEMA. If she has any more questions, she's been reaching out to me on things, but it's, everything has
You
been
know-
submitted to them.
Okay, do you know what the total amount was that was submitted?
It was just under 100,000, I think, between the city and the golf course, so.
Okay, so then this Hay Lake project, which is like 13 some thousand dollars, because the 3,000, this is right here, this was already paid, except the $50, because I was mistaken. All right, so does that sound about right for Jim and?
I don't know, what I brought up was some stuff on the expenditure sheet that was over the regular amount that there's authorization for, and I questioned it, and then that's when I was told that, that they were told to fix it. And the council didn't really know what was going on, and they did fix it. I mean, you guys did a good job and took care of the problem, but, I don't think there was ever where we approved a certain dollar amount to, there
There's
there
no
was,
specified.
I don't remember ever being a discussion. That's why I was surprised. That's why I asked the questions.
And this came out of which fund, the permanent improvement fund? Must be, that's what it says, it says permanent improvement.
Yes,
So then that will be
that would be
reimbursed.
reimbursed, yep.
Okay. And then the only other question is now this is previous, so I'm still just trying to like get caught up to how it's done now. We used to get the city balance and all the summary funds with these. Do you not do those anymore?
With the payments?
With the agendas,
Just their packets.
with the packet?
No, you'll get, the fund summary.
Okay, but they're not,
It wasn't, I didn't have it ready for this one, no.
okay,
But we haven't been getting them.
You had them last meeting.
I guess we have had them a few times, but historically in the last year,
Kathy only gave them once a month. She didn't give them in every packet.
right,
I
okay,
think
the first meeting for the following month. Previous month.
Previous month. I think it was the second meeting. Usually.
She did for the previous month?
For the previous month, yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
All right, so those will get back on track again.
For sure.
That's fine. Okay. All right, that's all I have for discussion unless if anyone else does. Okay, roll call, please.
Lossing,
yes.
White, absent, Fitzpatrick,
Yes.
Lassie,
Yes.
Zupansich.
Yes. Motion carries. Attorney's report?
Thanks, Mayor. I don't have anything at this time. Although I did get, as you mentioned in the study session, the policies that you sent. I began looking over them, but I have not finished that. I do also have, well, I should say, I have an update on the garbage ordinance, but it's under unfinished business, which is the next thing. Would you like to just go to that now?
Sure.
Okay. Upon reviewing the documents that were pulled for the last meeting packet, absent from that was the 2021 ordinance regarding garbage collection, which is the current one that's in force. So unless I missed it in the packet, but there was one from 1965, which has been repealed. That's gone. It's been replaced. And then a couple other ones that they're not really on point with the question that Jim was asking, which was, is there a way to enforce people removing their receptacles from the curbside? And there is. It's actually got to be done by noon on the collection date. So my advice to the council at this point would be to review the currently in force ordinance. I think it's ordinance 50. To review the information that's in there. There was some stuff from the zoning code in regarding garbage collection and disposal of solid waste stuff, and it gets really complicated on stuff that really doesn't apply to what the question was. And that was, do we need to redo the garbage code, make it clearer, have an ordinance that well, I think there already is one, but I'd like the council to review that as currently in place before we incur a lot of expense in redrafting another one.
Okay.
So yeah, that's the only update I have on
Could
that.
we direct staff to get us the copy of the ordinance?
Yeah, it's also available online. The current code is available on the website.
That's for you technologically sharp people.
You raise a good point
You
of
don't
having
remember
them.
who you're talking to?
You raise a good point of having them get that and print it off for everyone.
Did you
Yeah,
say,
I would prefer that they get us a copy, I like the hard copy.
and you said that one read by noon, they needed to be removed? Today?
Yeah, I'll have you look at that.
That's-
It's
That's
there.
hard.
There may be some changes that you want to add to. That's a pretty.
Yeah, working people can do that.
Yeah, I had the exact same thought when I read it, Counselor.
Exactly.
So there may be some modifications.
Yep. Sounds like
I will say in my review of that, as the council is aware, you can do things by motion, which are verbal on the floor here at the meeting. There are certain things that need to be done by resolution, which are in writing. And so you have resolutions often that are on the agenda because they've got to be in writing. And then there are ordinances. And this ordinance needs to be modified by ordinance.
By ordinance.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if we're going to make changes to it, it would be an amendment for the modification of the ordinance. So we can't really do that by motion or resolution.
But you said they have to be removed by noon?
No, that is what the ordinance says.
Currently.
Yeah.
Currently.
They don't come by noon a lot of times.
Exactly, yeah.
Taking your garbage back.
And guys, people are working.
Again, to my point that the council may want to review the wording
Yes.
in that ordinance.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a good
Okay.
idea.
Okay.
Thanks, Joel.
Thanks, Joel. Okay, so on to unfinished or business. We just did the garbage ordinance, and then next is the Babbitt Blue Line Arena contract.
It's the same as the other ones that you approved earlier this year, they just didn't have a start date until now.
So the start date is January 19th, right? Okay. What did we do before that?
They weren't using it, they had volunteered to give up their time for the Ely, Blue Line and Ely High School, because they were requesting more time.
Okay. I'll move we approve the arena contract with the Blue Line.
Okay, motion by Lassie. Do we have a second?
I'll second
Second by Fitzpatrick. Any discussion? Okay. Roll call, please.
Lossing,
Abstain.
White, absent Fitzpatrick,
Yes.
Lassie,
Yes.
Zupansich,
Do I have to abstain too?
Yeah, yes,
I
you do.
think I do.
Yeah, you do.
I'm like,
Yeah. you're
I'm
treasurer.
on the board.
Are you on the board of the entity that this is with?
Yes.
Yes, you're
Yes,
abstaining.
Then I abstain.
So we can't, we'll have to
We'll
wait
go
till
nowhere.
we'll have to wait till Joe's back in order to pass it.
You're both on it?
We're both on it. We are it.
I guess you
And it's
guys
mainly Joe.
can't use the arena then, huh?
Uh-huh.
Can't use the arena.
Well, we've been using it
Okay.
and we'll pay the bill.
All right, move on. Fine, then.
That is cool. Okay,
Put it on the next
you have
agenda.
to wait for Joe's vote if you have 2 yes, 2 abstain.
Then you gotta have a majority.
Well, two doesn't, oh, that's a good question. Joel?
It's not a majority. You don't,
Zero.
yeah, you don't have it.
You were thinking on the tie thing, I think,
Yeah.
like if it was a
Yeah.
tie,
Mhm.
and then nothing can be done if it's a tie.
Right, yeah, so if there's a tie, nothing happens, can the this is
Right.
not for now, so,
Right.
but can the motion change then? And then,
I'm sorry, what?
yeah, so like if there's a tie on a vote in, just in general, not this one.
Oh,
Just in-
sure.
Just in general, and so it doesn't go anywhere, so can another motion be made then?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, it fails for lack of.
Yeah,
of-
so then something else has to happen, or it gets
Yeah.
tabled to the next time when there's enough.
Yep.
Right,
Mhm.
okay, all right, just clarify. All right, on to the committee reports, West Babbit Development Committee.
Go ahead. You've got your mic on.
You do too, you just gotta press the button. Take her away, Jim.
Okay, we'll give you a little rest here. We are moving forward with things, and a couple things we need to do is remove the building at the softball field and take down the fence. So first, recommendation is with talking with Tony to solicit bids for the removal of the building at the softball field. We don't know how much we're gonna get, but we'll put it up for sale and the person will be responsible to pay for it and move it.
And that building is approximately larger than we thought,
It's
more than I
Fairly good
think,
size.
yeah, you said like 21 by 25
Yeah,
or
I don't know,
something.
I should have went and measured it.
Yeah.
I hate to even throw numbers out,
Right.
because
We drove past it and paid more attention to it, like, wow, that is bigger than we thought.
yeah, it's more than a person thinks right away.
Okay, and then,
So I would move that we move forward with soliciting bids for the building. Maybe Tony could prepare the specs, size and whatever, and get it to Rebecca, and we could put something in the paper.
okay, motion by Lassie, do we have a second?
I'll second it,
Second by
For
Lassie,
discussion.
any discussion?
yes. And this is probably maybe an unknown, it's probably not a fair question. Do you have any, the reason I'm asking, okay, thank you. The reason I'm asking this question is with the use of the fields, and I know it's not our responsibility, it's the school's responsibility to find a place for a field and get one going. Right now, is there any sort of and I know there's probably not, any sort of a guesstimate when construction will start and how late would that field have to be removed?
Assuming you get a funding award from IRRR, I think the intent for the city is based on what we've talked about, is that construction would start sometime late spring, midsummer.
Okay.
So the intent of what we're gonna do is on the bid documents from the contractor, note that the building will be removed and the fencing will be demoed prior to start of construction. So the
Right.
city would have all of that initial demolition work accomplished before a contractor's on site, because that's gonna be the first thing he's gonna do is remove that stuff.
The girls softball season, if they have a team, I don't think they fielded one last year. I don't know what their status is. I'm just wondering because it shouldn't take long it shouldn't take about a day to take the fencing down. I wouldn't think too long to take the fencing, but if it's going to be that it's not going to start until June or July and their season's going to end at the 1st of June or something, would we be able to still allow them to have a field up until that point? It's something that I think I'm hoping we can look at.
I mean, if that's what the city desires, I don't think that's gonna cause a problem. That really what we were thinking, as long as they had several months to work this year, the thought was to build everything except for the bituminous pavement. Build everything up to the class 5, let it sit over the winter and then pave in the spring. So if we put it out to bid and say contractor can't start until on or after June 15th to allow for that to happen, I don't see that being an issue.
Yeah.
I just need to know what dates you guys desire as far as when they'll be done.
Yeah,
using the softballs.
And there could be a slim chance that they even have a
a program.
I mean,
Because
that seems
once
workable. if that's-
once you don't have one year,
The fence is not our concern, it's more getting the building out for bids.
yeah, and I don't think that wouldn't affect their season.
No.
If by luck they had an opportunity to have a team, and I guess we need to, I know it's independent school district's responsibility. I would like to see us write a letter to them or a notification of some sort, if the council would approve that, to say that field's going away and you need to do something for our school.
Yeah.
They have a place,
I'm fine with
they
that.
have a place behind the
I
arena.
believe we did send a letter to them last year
Well, we need,
about losing the field
Yeah.
and needing to find a replacement.
And did they
If we could-
respond?
if we could get a reminder, and then if you could give me the contact person that letter goes to, as soon as you send it, I will be on that. Okay?
Do you recall if it was sent to Coivisto or was it sent to the superintendent?
I want to say it was sent to all of the members of the school board.
Oh,
Okay.
We didn't hear anything back.
I had a conversation with the person that takes care of all the grounds for all the St. Louis County schools at one point, and he had told me just in a conversation that they were working on the idea of getting a field behind the arena. So that's all it was. It was just a conversation. So let's do a follow-up. Let me know when that goes out,
Is
and
that
I
part
will
of your motion?
I will follow up with conversation.
Is that part of your motion?
I don't know who should we deal with it
Separately
separately
or-
or? Well, I could include that, get rid of the building and begin the demolition of the fences.
And send a letter to,
Send a letter to the school,
All right.
to the school board and to our representative and to the superintendent. Then if they don't follow through, it's.
Yep. We've done our job.
Okay, you accept that as your second?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Any further discussion?
The building does appear to be 17 by 25.
or did you Google it?
Just
Tax
guessing.
records?
No, on Land Explorer, you can measure the size from satellite, and that's, it's an estimate, but it's about 430 square feet.
Yeah, it's a lot bigger. About as big as my cabin is.
Might make a good cabin for somebody.
Mm.
Nice hunting stand. Deer stand.
Hunting, yeah, exactly.
Deer stand.
Did you hear that, Tony?
You can beef it up as like your future hunting
I don't-
stand.
I have a, no,
I
got enough
No, in
problems.
the ad.
I don't need any more problems. I got.
All right. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye. Opposed? Motion carries. On to B, which is the addition, vacancy in the planning and zoning.
Oh, just for your information, we do have one vacancy and I would appreciate getting approval to have Rebecca put an ad in the paper soliciting one member.
Weren't there 2 vacancies last time?
Well, we filled one,
Yeah, and that was Lowell, right? Or no?
Lowell and Dave Lane and Dave Sherman.
There were 3.
Oh, yeah, 3
Someone's
total.
term was up and then your 2's resignations.
Right.
So we're one member
So
short,
okay.
so we could just put an ad in the paper.
Well, me.
Huh?
Me.
Oh.
Yeah, everyone else stayed except for
Okay.
me. I had to get off it. All right. Is that a motion or is that?
I think that's just information to
Information?
direct staff to do it.
Okay. Alrighty, on to 13A, waive the gym table and chair rental fees for Friends of the Library on April 25th and 26th.
And June
June 6th and
6th and 7th.
Pardon?
That's the addition.
7th. June 6th and 7th.
What?
There was an addition in the.
Oh, there was an
beginning.
addition? Oh, okay.
Sorry. Still getting used to it. I'm new here.
Okay, addition of June 6th and 7th, 2025 to item 13A. What is that addition of?
April 25th and 26th.
Okay.
26th is the bingo, and June 6th and 7th, the 7th is the Up North Craft Adventure.
Oh, okay, got it. Sorry. All right. So they're asking to waive the fees for the use of the gym and the chairs for the vendor and bingo event.
I'll move we waive the fees.
Motion by Lassie. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Lossing. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Lossing,
Yes.
White, absent, Fitzpatrick,
Yes.
Lassie,
Yes.
Zupansich.
Yes, motion carries. History Center highway sign.
This is me. I got a letter from the city for the History Center that states that all businesses must pay $100 for their sign. Do you consider the History Center a business? It is a nonprofit. And doesn't take in, we took in $28 last year.
So you're requesting to waive the fee.
Waive the fee, yes.
Yeah, I do think it should be waived. I'll make a motion to waive the fee, the sign fee for the History Center, because that's actually a part of the city in a way.
Okay, motion by Lassie. Do we have a second? I'll second it. Any discussion?
Just for clarification purposes, or is your motion for just this year or forever?
Forever and ever, as long as we have a History Center.
Till the end of history.
Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Lossing,
Yes.
White, absent, Fitzpatrick,
Yes,
abstain,
abstain.
Lassie,
Yes.
Zupansich.
Yes, motion carries. C, Mid-Continent Franchise Agreement Amendment.
That's pretty much standard, isn't it? We improve that every
Yep, and
couple
Mitch-
years.
Mitch did go over it and he was fine with the agreement, so.
Yep.
I put it on there.
Oh, so it's backdated. I just saw that to September. Yes? Yeah, okay.
Just by way of clarification, Mayor, if I may, this is amending it to add an additional 10-year term. So it'll go through September 2034, because it's starting back in September of 2024. Yep. And then there's a section that's deleted, two sections that are deleted in their entirety. So I don't have any issues with the amendment as presented.
And these are non-exclusive too, aren't they, Joel? And it's somebody else wanted to come in with a cable like this. They can do it.
Yeah.
So we're not really locked in for 10 years is what it means.
No.
Okay.
So on number 4, section 5, that's just a typo, right? Midco, misco?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Did we have, you motioned it, right?
Okay, I will.
Did you? Okay, all right. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Fitzpatrick. Any discussion? Okay, contact roll call, please.
Lossing,
Yes.
White, absent, Fitzpatrick,
Yes.
Lassie.
Yes.
Zupansich.
Yes, motion carries. D, Deputy Clerk Treasurer Powell and Clerk Treasurer Jaeger attendance at MCFOA conference March 18th through the 21st. Do you want to say what this is, Becky?
This is, basically training for clerks and deputy clerks. It's a huge amount of information that we get to go over 4 days. That's pertains to what exactly we do here. So this will be our second year there.
Okay, is there another date that this is offered?
No.
This is only one a year?
Mhm,
It's 4 days.
4 days, once time a year?
mhm.
I know, Sarah missed out on one year where both are gonna be, where both were supposed to go.
Mhm.
I guess one of my concerns, I guess we should vote on it before discussion, right? No? Can we discuss it? One of my concerns is just both of you being out for 4 days in a row like that. That's just one of my concerns.
I mean, is this something that one person could go learn, bring back information, share?
Usually when we go, we take different classes. We don't take the same classes, so we get, we learn a lot more and then kind of come back and,
And when was the last time we went?
same week last year.
Does this go towards any like licensing or, and so you need X amount?
Yep.
How many classes?
Hours and classes.
Yeah.
I don't remember how many points this is, but this is going to be the majority of our points this year for going towards our certifications.
And which certification would you each be getting?
I can't remember exactly what it's called, but it's clerks. It's for clerks.
Clerk certification? Do you know how many points so you have whatever the points were from last year?
Mm-hmm.
And Sarah has more
From
points
last year, no,
or less points?
we have about the same amount.
But you don't know how many points?
No, I'd have to go back and look exactly. You have to do it for, many years in a row to be able to get the certification. So.
Do you know how many years you have to do this?
This one is 3 years. Then there's one in the fall that also goes towards your certification. That one I believe is also a 3-year program.
And it goes towards this certification? Or a different certification?
A different one, but
What is the other?
they're both clerk certification. So actually, I think they go towards. I'm gonna have to go.
Isn't there just one certification, clerk certification?
No, there's different. One's international. There's one national, one international, one. So there's different types. So
Does the curriculum, will the curriculum be similar to what it was last year then, probably? Or?
they try to do a different curriculum each year because. So for the first year, usually the first years have about the same. But then the second years get something a little bit different because they already learned that first year training and things like that. So they kind of cater it to every 3 years having it cycle. So
I wasn't here. Did you already do any of the clerk certification at your other job?
no.
Okay, so this is the first time you're doing the clerk certification?
Mm-mm.
But you could do this in the fall, like one of you could go now and one of you could go in the fall.
They're different. The one in the fall is an institute, so that is education. It's all education.
Are these
Isn't
certifications? Oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry, isn't this education?
They both are, but it's actually through St. Cloud University. The institute is in the fall.
What's the deadline for putting the registration in?
February 18th, well, the price goes up.
Yeah, before the price goes up.
What is the
Remember,
deadline?
right, until February 18th. So do we have, who's our calendar?
So,
I guess I have a
Mike-
lot of questions as far as the certification and stuff goes. If we waited until the next council meeting, we could still take advantage of the early bird rate.
one question I have is obtaining the certification available online?
Not this way, not this certification, no. These ones you have to do in person.
So
It's
first we need to
recommended.
define what certification we're talking about before we can figure out whether they're available online.
And is this a requirement or is this an ask?
It's an ask. You don't have to get certified as a clerk. I mean, it helps out for education purposes and things like that, training.
Okay, I guess I would ask that it gets tabled until we have more information.
Yeah,
I'm not ready to
do that.
vote. I don't know if you guys are ready to vote.
Yeah, no, I agree. So,
Well, if you want to table, fine, let's table it till our next meeting.
Okay. All right.
so are we defined with what we want to find out so we can make a decision?
Right.
So one of the things is I am curious about the online availability. And then actually what certification this conference gives you versus what certification the conference in the fall gives you. If there's two different certifications, and then if one's international, what does that mean? You know what I mean? I mean, does that mean if you're working with other countries or,
Mhm.
because I don't think we'll need that. But that's just some
Yeah,
things,
my
that's just some things I'd like
My
to know.
question was like how many points this is worth to obtain the certification? Okay, all right. On to E, Kathy Hoheisel, resignation from the West Bath Development Committee and the Library Board. Board and committee openings applicant. So the library sent an applicant for her position already.
So I will make a motion to accept Kathy's resignation and to send her a letter of thank you for the time she gave us on both these boards.
Okay, motion by Lassie, do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Lassie, any discussion?
Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And then there is the
So-
board and committee opening applicant.
Right.
And this already went through your commission, I'm thinking of the word.
And there's a letter from the library board there stating, because Kathleen doesn't live exactly in the city limits, I believe, or something, but as shown here, in compliance with MS 134.09, library boards, the mayor of the city that is a branch or member of a regional library system with the approval of the city council may appoint residents of the county who live outside of the city's boundaries to the city library board. The majority of the members on the board, however, must be residents of the city. All the other board members are residents. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not using my microphone. All the other board members are, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I remember when I was on the library board, she was on there. She was very good,
She
very
is.
knowledgeable.
She's very knowledgeable. So, with that being said, I will make a motion to, I guess she gets appointed, right?
Mhm.
To appoint Kathleen Graber to the library board.
Okay, motion by Lossing. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Fitzpatrick. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Now we have to designate the Economic Development Authority.
So we forgot to do that.
Oh, so I guess we have to designate the Babbitt Council as the Babbitt Economic Authority.
I'll move we designate the city council as the BETA.
Okay, motion by Lassie. Do we have a second? I'll second that motion. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Lossing,
Yes.
White, absent Fitzpatrick,
Yes.
Lassie,
Yes.
Zupansich.
Yes, motion carries. Babbitt Conservation Club gambling license.
They had submitted an application, they have all of their information with, it's just for their annual raffle like they do every year.
Okay,
I'll make a motion to allow them to gamble.
okay, we have a motion by Fitzpatrick. Do we have a second?
Yes. Aye.
Second by Lotsing. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
I do have to,
Oh, go ahead.
hold on. Where do they, where do they have, what are they doing pull tabs or what is it?
No, they just do a raffle.
Oh, just their raffle?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you've seen Vandervest,
Yeah, oh,
you know what they are.
have I seen Vanderbilt? Yeah, sure, yeah, okay,
Okay. Roll call, please.
Lossing,
yes.
White, absent Fitzpatrick,
Yes.
Lassie,
Yes.
Zupansich.
Yes, motion carries. Street Department to hire Cody Rasmussen as casual labor.
So my best understanding from the information that I'm getting back from the council and from the street committee meeting we had is that the city would like to see more happening. And I basically have zero casual labor again. We have like 6 people on payroll with little to no availability. The one person that we did have this last fall, he went and got a real job as soon as we cut him loose, because it's that easy. You just go get a job somewhere these days. So I did have one applicant right out of the gate, and he actually has been hired for another position anyway, but I think we can fill him in here and there as casual labor on top of his full-time job that he has elsewhere. That's kind of what it takes. We can't get somebody that we can just call, so.
Are you saying Cody got another job and he'll be able to fill it? Okay.
Yeah, Cody was got a full-time job elsewhere. That's kind of the position with everybody that I have. But I think Cody would be somebody who could come mow in May on the weekends, unsupervised, and some of that things could get done outside of his regular workday. He would come and work some more, so.
What do we pay Tony for casual right now? Is it 14, 16,
15, I think.
15?
I'll move we hire Cody Rasmussen as casual labor and at the same time authorize Tony to advertise for casual labor help.
I'll second that.
Okay, motion by Lassie, second by Fitzpatrick. Any discussion?
We have, just to clarify, we have two different levels of casual labor in the street department. We have standard casual labor, and then we have a CDL rate for people who are licensed to operate commercial driver's license. I mean, I'll take what I can get, but those people who fill in with those qualifications would be eligible for that pay rate, which is 70% of the equipment operator's wage at this time, so.
So standard is 15 and CDL is,
70% of equipment operators, so it's,
20,
yeah, it would have just changed, so it's
Yeah.
maybe almost $21,
That's what it comes out to, about 21 bucks.
something like that, yeah, I would have to look.
yeah.
Yeah, just do what you need to do, Tony, to get staffed.
Yeah, it's becoming increasingly difficult. I don't know what we're gonna have to do to actually resolve it. Because there's so many good employment opportunities anymore. It's very easy for somebody to go work elsewhere and or get overtime at those places for, you know, a much larger amount of money than we're paying. So the people that we do have on staff have other obligations that pay way more than we do. If they come, they come as a personal favor to me, honestly.
police is a similar situation.
Yeah, we're shorthanded, and I don't know. Hopefully we can round up a couple of people. I don't know. I don't know what that looks like.
Okay, any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Lossing.
Yes.
White, absent Fitzpatrick.
Yes.
Lassie.
Yes.
Zupansich.
Yes, motion carries. Remove Nick Arns from the fire department roster.
So we hired Nick Arns, but he never actually started, so we'll just take his name off the list.
Okay.
We need a motion for that?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, so like he was officially hired?
He was officially
Oh,
hired.
yeah, then we need a
Yes.
motion to remove him.
Yep.
Okay, do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to remove Nick Arns from the fire department.
Okay, motion by Fitzpatrick, do we have a second?
One second.
Second by Lossing. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Ambulance on-call wages, back pay for January.
Okay, we're gonna kind of roll these two J and L together. So at the last meeting, the council approved moving the on-call wages back to $5. Well, it didn't go very well with, the people that were doing the on-call. So Emily, as a director, is wondering if the council would increase the on-call wages from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., Monday through Friday, to $10 an hour. And then also, and any of the on-calls that were covered during the month of January from today previous,
During those same hours?
if they could go to that $10 wage, if you approve that.
And has anyone looked at the budget and is it in there?
$10, we should be able to do, 15 we cannot do. So,
So
I
it
think-
should be,
could
so
see
like
that
any
coming.
idea on what that amount is, or like how much would be back paid and?
I'd have to look for a specific number. There was not as much coverage as we would have hoped in the last couple weeks, so it's gonna be a smaller amount than it was in December. But
Do you know
Is that because of there's not as much coverage because of the dollar
the
figure?
dollar figure is
Was
mostly.
anticipating that probably was gonna happen.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We went from 15 to $5.
As a big,
It's immediate.
Surprised-
It's
I'm
immediate.
surprised you have any people,
Mhm.
unfortunately.
that was a big drop, but that was recommended by the director, right?
Well, his actual recommendation was gonna be $10, but it wasn't specified, so it was decided amongst you guys to return to the $5 is what it had come from
Yeah.
before.
Previous council.
Yeah,
Yeah.
however that.
John and I are new.
I know, I ended up talking to Joe about it a little bit, and he was looking to shoot
Well-
for $10, and then he didn't make the meeting that he was gonna talk about it, or how it went down, but
We've already determined that daytime is very important and we have a lack of people, so we have to, if we're gonna have people showing up,
we have to do something. So I'll go ahead and make a motion that we go back to $10 and hope that will
And
get
back pay?
people,
And the back
sign
pay?
up.
And the back pay?
We don't have a dollar figure on the back pay.
So you're.
So basically, the
You're-
back pay would be $5 an hour. They would be getting $5 an hour back.
Yeah.
Correct?
Right, that's the difference.
Yeah.
The difference.
I think that's fair. We had interest at 15. If we can keep interest at 10, we'll be lucky. So I think, I don't know what other choices we have,
Okay, so,
unless we don't want people showing up.
okay, so just for clarification, your motion is to pay the $5 difference for back pay for January?
Yep.
And then increase it to $10 an hour for daytime coverage being 6 AM to 6 PM, Monday through Friday, correct?
Yep.
Any,
To hear a
Do we have
better
a second?
solution.
I'll second it.
second by Fitzpatrick. Any discussion?
Anybody got a better solution?
No, it's reasonable.
Yeah, I agree, I think it's
We have to have people that will come to the ambulance.
No, I think it's fair.
I just.
I would
my
rather, I
concern is
wish
the
we could just
we
pay
don't know what the
$5 an
number
hour,
is,
but
yeah.
it ain't happening.
Okay, roll call please.
Lossian,
Yes.
White, absent Fitzpatrick,
Yes.
Lassie,
Yes.
Zupansich.
Yes, motion carries. Next council meeting will be held on February 4th, 2025 at 5:30 PM. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
Yes.
Motion by Lassie, do we have a second? I'll second. Oops, sorry, do you want a second? Okay, second by myself. All in favor, say aye. Opposed? Motion carries, meeting is adjourned. We'll call the regular meeting to order of the Babbitt EDA. Roll call, please.
Lossian,
Yes.
White, absent Fitzpatrick,
Yes.
Lassie.
Here.
Zupansich.
Public input. Is anyone here for public input? Okay, approve the minutes of the regular meeting held December 17th, 2024.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes.
Okay, motion by Fitzpatrick. Do we have a second?
Mine.
Second by Lassie. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Do we have any additions or deletions?
Well, I have a question that I'd like to ask again, and that is, and I guess I probably should have got it on the agenda, but at the last council meeting, we discussed the options on the industrial park. Have we had any contact? Have we made any contact? Because that kind of falls under economic development as well. Industrial park, is there?
Oh, so that would be under actually unfinished business then, right?
Oh, sure, it would be. You're right. It would be
But
under.
it's not
unfinished
added on
business.
here, but,
Yeah,
so that's your addition is to add it under, right?
yeah,
Okay.
yes, please.
Okay, we will add the industrial park under unfinished business and keep it on there until it's finished.
Yeah. Yep.
10 years.
Okay.
Okay, any other additions or deletions? Do we have motion? I'll make the motion to accept the additions. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Lawson?
So,
Almost said Lassie.
President, if I may,
Yes.
your last meeting was in December. Was the industrial park on as an agenda item under new business at that time?
No.
So you should add,
But wait, I came from the audience to speak, so when was that? Was that the first meeting or the second meeting? No, it was the second meeting because planning and
answer your
zoning was
question,
after.
There's nothing. in
I-
the minutes
No.
that was-
it doesn't matter
Uh-huh.
that much, but my suggestion would be to add it under new business for tonight.
Okay,
Okay,
And then it would move to
Unfinished.
unfinished business in the future.
but
okay,
good catch, because it was not.
okay, got it. So we will
Thank you, Bill.
untake that, we will take that out of unfinished and add it to new business. And so, I will amend my motion to reflect that. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Lossing. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Loan update. So I have a question in regards to the loans.
and you guys probably can understand where this is gonna go. There is one party that has 3 loans that is deceased, and the properties are going into foreclosure. So Joel, where does the city stand?
I would need to review the loans to see what it is.
Okay.
And then we'd have to make a determination as to the priority of the loans held by the EDA as against other known creditors against that individual. Actually be against those entities, because I believe our loans are with those entities. But that's, I don't know from the loan documents if there's a personal guarantee as well.
Yeah.
But from the available court records of enforceable judgments against the individual and his estate and the entities, I don't know that appear to have priority. I don't know that there's anything that would be there, but we can certainly look into that. If you'd like me to look more into that, I can, to review those loan documents. But offhand, I don't know what the situation is on that.
I'm just curious, I understand there are multiple lien holders. I don't know how many or what amount or anything like that. Now, when I was going to school, we were always told that government gets paid first. Is that necessarily the case or no? I could be wrong too, I don't know. It's been a long time.
That government gets paid
Government always
first.
gets paid first. And I'm thinking that probably this goes with taxes, not necessarily loans.
Yeah, I don't, no, it comes down to an analysis as to the priority of the lien holders. And I don't have an answer for you on what that priority is.
So I'm just, I guess my question would be, is the city, it's almost $17,000, or it's over $17,000, so just wondering hoping we can recoup that since we're small. So anyway, those are just my questions as far as that, but otherwise it looks like everyone else is current, right? Other than those 3. Okay. That is, does anyone else have anything?
Sorry, President, would you like me to look into that for the EDA?
I guess the city
to review the priority?
The city would get some sort of notice at some point, wouldn't they? Or do we have to, I don't know quite how the process is with someone who is deceased and then also in the foreclosure, so.
I've got to imagine all of those loans are reported against the properties for the people that have taken them.
Yeah.
And so, yes, to a certain degree, but it depends on it could be that they publish notice that it's being sold at a sheriff's sale, and that's all the notice we're going to get. So if you're interested in determining what the priority is, what claims we could make, we may need to look into it further on our own instead of relying on someone else to tell us.
That would be my concern, is not to miss out on it. I don't know how you feel about it.
Try to get our money back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess.
Do what we can, have Joel look at it and see where we stand. Because none of us have the legal expertise to deal with it.
So we need a motion for that?
Motion? You make that motion,
Yeah,
Jim?
I'll move, we have
Okay.
Joel investigate the
Alright. Motion,
unpaid loan process.
okay, motion by Lassie, do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Fitzpatrick. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Unfinished business, there is none. New business, Economic Development Authority meeting scheduled for 2025.
Well, new business, we're moving that to new business.
What?
Yeah,
The
what we just did.
question on the
Yeah, for
industrial
B.
park. Oh,
Yeah, I
what?
put that for B, because we already have an.
Oh, for B, I'm sorry,
Mm-hmm,
excuse me.
yep. So Economic Development Authority meeting scheduled for 2025.
I'll move, we hold the meetings on the second meeting of the month following the council meeting.
I'll second that.
Motion by Lassie and a second by Fitzpatrick. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. So, new business B, the industrial park. Has anyone heard?
Just
from
wondering
anyone?
if there's been any contacts since the last meeting, or where are we, what's going on there? Are we?
I opened a file and found the previous file from the previous land swap that we did, and that's as far as I've gotten so far.
Okay, that answers that.
Yep.
Okay.
I had another question, but I don't think it can be answered here. as well today, so.
I don't
No,
know.
I don't think it has anything to do with economic development, so we'll
Okay.
just.
And it's
forget
not on
that.
the agenda, so, okay, any, I guess that is it, so.
Okay.
Do we have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Motion by Fitzpatrick, do we have a second? I'll second. Discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, meeting is adjourned. Thank you for showing up.
What is this stuff here?
Discussion on adjournment.
What was this, what was the security
Oh, what
stuff,
was it?
what was the security stuff, Becky?